my lines. Boy, take your time. Anything you think, let your mind go free. Baby, I can be all your fantasies. Say the word, don't need you to call me baby. You can make it hurt, only here to drive me crazy. Let's get to work, time for you to make my night. Treat me so wrong that it's right. Light it up, set us both on fire. Set us both on fire.
Hey everybody, Nicholas Snow here. Welcome to a live edition of PromoHomo.TV. If you're watching live, it is just after 7 p.m. Monday, April 18th, 2022. And my guest today is dance pop music artist Harrison Barnes. He's a professional dancer and a singer. And like many of us, Harrison is a fan of Britney Spears, and actually he was kind of obsessed with Britney Spears when he was younger, and she ended up having a major influence on his life and career. I cover a lot of Pride-related events on this show, and Harrison actually performed his music publicly at a Las Vegas Pride festival. That was when he first introduced some of his new and important work. And I know many of us have gone to Pride festivals and seen new artists, and it's always exciting to see how all of our lives grow and unfold when we make it to our first Pride festival. And I'm not saying that was his first Pride festival, just his first as a performer. So Harrison is coming up on the show. We're going to feature his entire music video for TLC. He has been releasing singles in recent weeks and months, and he's releasing a new extended play with multiple tracks in May of 2022. So all sorts of wonderful and interesting conversation coming up with Harrison. For their support of my show, I want to thank DAP Health. One of their value statements is we welcome all people, period. I also want to give a shout out to John Pascal and Willie Ryan, who own 849 Restaurant and Lounge right here in Palm Springs. And I'm a proud media sponsor of the LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert. Their motto, creating a vibrant community by helping LGBTQ people along their way. And I'm a proud media sponsor year-round of Palm Springs Pride. I broadcast the parade every November, but you can find 4 complete Pride parades at PromoHomo.TV, and always follow the upcoming events at pspride.org. They're instrumental in producing the Harvey Milk Diversity Breakfast. I know that we missed that during the pandemic. It's one of my favorites of the year, happening in Palm Springs in early May. For their support in amplifying PromoHomo.TV across the Twitterverse, a big shout out to the hashtag I Love Gay Palm Springs, and locally and worldwide, frankly, on your smart speakers. I want to thank my media partners, KK1065 Palm Springs, the hashtag I Love Gay Palm Springs podcast, and gaydesertguide.lgbt. If you're having merch envy, you don't have to have merch envy. You can get it on Amazon. My favorite is this new baseball shirt. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. And on Facebook, throughout a live broadcast, you'll see a bell. Click on the bell, and that will remind you of upcoming broadcasts. And I encourage you to follow me across your favorite social media platforms Although, true confessions, I'm most active on Twitter and Insta. I don't do a lot on the other platforms, but I will be in the future. So, in addition to the sponsors that I've just named, PromoHomo.TV is empowered by the PromoHomo.TV superstars. They're people who subscribe to PromoHomo.TV for as little as $10 a month. This Sunday, April 24th, I'm throwing a thank you party for the superstars here in Palm Springs from 3 to 5 p.m. on the patio at 849. If you subscribe for as little as $10 a month, I'll get you invited to that party. If you're outside the area, you can attend virtually via a Facebook Live broadcast from the event. But here are some of the people who will be at the party.
And I just can't get enough of your energy. I just can't get enough. You're the light in the middle of the night, and I just can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh,
So a big shout out to those superstars. So, dancing since childhood, Harrison Barnes was obsessed with Britney Spears and other popular dance pop artists in the early 90s. Growing up in a small town outside of Charleston, South Carolina, Harrison learned how to dance from hours of watching Britney Spears videos, which also inspired him to write his own songs. Years later, Barnes started to record his songs and released his debut single, Play Me, in April 2020. It was very positively received, and Out Magazine featured his music video for that tune, saying that Harrison, quote, serves up some pop vocals that we can certainly come to know and love. And since his debut single, Barnes released his debut EP of 7 songs, If I'm Honest, as well as 5 more singles and 8 music videos. His singles, at the time that this information was written, had garnered nearly 60,000 total Spotify streams, and I'm sure that that number has got to be higher by now. So, without further delay, let me welcome to the show Harrison Barnes. Hi, Harrison. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's so great that you're here, and it's wonderful that I finally got you on. I know your team has been working with me for a while now. What I'm most interested in knowing, though, is you just shared with me in the green room that you just came back from weekend 1 of Coachella. So
Party animal.
tell me how your Coachella weekend 1 experience was.
It was so much fun. I've been a couple times before, but this year, like, it just had so many good performances. Like, people really raised the bar, and like, we're really bringing productions. There was people like earlier in the day who like had these huge sets and like just really brought their A game, and you could tell they were like, I'm gonna take this time to really use my platform and show people what I can do. And I love when people put on a show.
Um, who is one or two of the standout artists that you saw that are not huge stars yet? I'm not talking about the headliners, but some of the standouts for you.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I have heard of, Carol G, before. She's like a Latina artist, but she performed earlier in the day, and she had this ginormous set, and it was just so high energy. She had so many dancers, and I just thought she was incredible. She did this beautiful like little section where she did a medley of all these songs that she said were Latin songs that went #1 in America, but they never were performed on the Coachella stage. So she wanted to take that time to thank the artists that paved the way for her to be there. And it was just, it was really beautiful and moving. She sings some Selena and Ricky Martin. It was a special little moment.
And were you there all 3 days? And did you see Harry Styles and all the other the weekend and the Saturday night? Who was Saturday night? She just won the Oscar
Oh,
for her
who was it?
song.
Oh, Billie Eilish. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Billie Eilish, yes.
We didn't stay for the weekend. We had to come back last night because my boyfriend had to work this morning at 7 a.m. So we drove through the night. It was a long travel. It was just a long day. It was a long
Hopefully,
weekend.
hopefully you drove and your boyfriend slept if he had to work at 7 a.m.
Yes, yes. He tried to get some sleep, but yeah, no. So it was a long weekend. Yeah, Harry Styles. Like I love the music, but watching him perform, like it's watching a legend in the making. Like he's just so natural on stage, and he has so much charisma. Um, Billie Eilish, I've seen multiple times, and I just love her. My favorite the whole weekend was Doja Cat. I'm obsessed with her. She literally put on such a show. I thought she was the best performance of the entire weekend.
Okay, there you have it. Barnes talking about weekend one of Coachella. Did you camp? Did you have to pay an arm and a leg for a hotel?
We got like a last minute because we decided to go last minute. A Basically we like rented a timeshare from somebody, and it was kind of like in a senior citizen living area. Like there was like a handheld in the shower, but it was fun. It was cute. We were in walking distance to the festival ground, so it wasn't too terrible.
Well, fantastic, and that way you didn't have to pay $300 for Uber.
Exactly.
So, we're going to play your video TLC in a few minutes, but I wanted to ask you, among artists that influenced you when you were young, was Britney Spears at the top of the list?
Yes, always, always, always. Um, yeah, like you said in the intro, I grew up in South Carolina, and I grew up dancing, but clogging. I don't know if you know what clogging is.
I do know what clogging is.
That's like
Clogging is big in the gay rodeo circuit.
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the gay radio circuit.
You
I,
weren't.
I
I'm
was
so surprised.
very much in I don't know, country land. But yeah, so I grew up doing that, and I was kind of getting made fun of growing up, so I didn't ask to ever do other kinds of dance, even though I wanted to. Um, so once I discovered Britney, I was like, I would just lock myself in my room and I would learn videos, and I credit Britney for teaching me how to dance. And then I became a professional dancer when I was 17, actually in a clogging group, and then I transitioned into other styles of dance just as I've gone. But it's it's been a long journey, but Britney's been with me along the road, and I will always root for her.
So, in South Carolina, in a small town, um, you were teased for dancing?
Yeah, I was the only boy in my town that danced.
Okay, and were people calling you a faggot? Did they perceive that you might be gay, and were you bullied in that regard?
Um, Nothing like so direct. I mean, there's like a lot of passive aggressive things, like little like waves and like just I didn't feel like I connected with a lot of people. Someone went queer in my yearbook one year. Um, yeah, some things like that, but nothing like I know there's people out there who have it like insanely worse than I ever did. But yeah, I don't know. I've always had a not a thick skin. I'm very sensitive. But I think I just grew up knowing South Carolina wasn't where I was going to stay and not where I wanted to be. So I just knew this wasn't forever. I had something to look forward to and move towards.
And did you feel like you were in a supportive family around issue? Well, clearly they supported your dance, or you wouldn't have been able to do it. But when you ultimately came out to them, were they supportive?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it took a little bit. I'm from the Bible Belt of America, so I grew up Southern Baptist. So it was definitely a weird little transition period, but yeah, I'm insanely close to my family now. I'm also very lucky in that instance. So um, yeah, nothing.
So, before I play TLC, as someone for whom Britney Spears has been really significant, did you feel her pain all these years when she was in this conservatorship, and there was an effort to free her, and all this public support. Were you a part of that?
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't like at rallies and stuff, but I mean, I think everyone kind of could sense that something was off just because she was so off the past decade, really. And yeah, you just felt something was missing. But as especially when she got to speak in court like this past summer, like I listened in on like the live testimony, and I cried because it was so sad to watch someone that you just love and like you just think is so powerful, and just to see them taken advantage of. And yeah, it's really sad, but it's nice that it's had an ending, a nice ending.
Her fiance is really sexy, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Start following him on Instagram.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
pretty.
Yeah. So TLC, I'm looking at my notes over here. Was you teamed up with Las Vegas-based producer? Is it Mickey Dropz or Mikey Dropz?
Mikey Dropz.
Mikey Dropz. Well, he clearly knows what he's doing. I have to tell you that.
Yeah.
So this doesn't look like a video that you put together with friends with no budget. It looks like time, money, resources, energy, clearly a lot of love went into it. Tell me how you got this video made, and then we're going to play it.
Surprisingly enough, this is probably the cheapest video that I've ever made. This was all the dancers in the video are my friends. A lot of the stuff is like the play the blue lights and stuff is the gym that I go to, and they just let me use it. I don't want to ruin the video. Everything was basically found or donated or just given willingly. It's always I'm always like trying. The visuals are insanely important to me as an artist. Like Britney, I think I'm a little bit more about the entire package and the performance. So when I do my videos, I'm always trying to come up with something new and something that's eye-catching, which is hard without really a budget and resources. So I'm insanely proud of how this video turned out. It was a lot of work, but it was it just turned out so great. I'm really happy with this video. It's one of my favorites that we've ever done.
Well, I love it too, and now our audience gets to decide if they like it. Here we go with Harrison Barnes, TLC.
I don't mind. You can cross my lines. Boy, take your time. Anything you think, let your mind go free. Baby, I can be all your fantasies. Say the word, don't need you to call me baby. You can make it hurt, only here to drive me crazy. Let's get to work, time for you to make my night. Treat me so wrong that it's right. Light it up, set us both on fire. Set us both on fire. Touch me, take me higher. Take me higher. Anything you think, let your mind go free. Baby, I can be all your fantasies. Baby, all I need, give it to me, is that TLC. Give me that TLC. Can you bring that heat? Put the heat on me. Baby, all I need is that tender love and kerosene. I can tell you're excited. I can tell you're excited. Only you're invited. Touch it, grab it, squeeze it, bite it. Let it burn. Kiss my lips, baby, let's ignite. You know I'm about to change your life. Light it up, set us both on fire. Set us both on fire. Touch me, take me higher. Take me higher. Anything you think, let your mind go free. Baby, I can be all your fantasies. Baby, all I need, give it to me, is that TLC. Give me that TLC. Can you bring that heat? Put the heat on me. Baby, all I need is that tender love and kerosene. Light it up. We're about to set this place on fire. Light it up. Tender know what I need. Tender love and kerosene.
Very nice, very nice.
That's me. It's so awkward watching myself.
And I saw you dancing in the, well, I was here dancing too. I don't know if you get to see me. Could I see you in the green room? So, just out of curiosity, was that digital fire at the end of the video or real fire?
That was a real fire. We literally, well, we lit it thinking that we would have some time for it to burn down. The scary thing that I learned is that mattresses burn insanely fast. We probably ran through it. We filmed the dance 3 times, and that's all that we had time to do. Like, it literally went up so fast, and then we kind of panicked about it being so huge. So we were like, get it down. But yeah, luckily it turned out good because we only had 3 chances to get it right.
I watched the music video before I learned that it was a rework of a song that was originally going to be a country western song. And with the line "Tender Love and Kerosene," that makes complete sense. I'm just curious if you'd like to still see it also show up in a country format some way.
Well, the way I was writing I basically came up with the line "Tender Love and Kerosene," and I thought it was really smart, and I thought it sounded like a country hook. And then I Googled it to see, because I was like, someone has to have done that at some point, and they hadn't. So I have a friend that does country music, so I was trying to write a song for him, and it never even got to him. But I then reworked it into what it is now. So I don't think I could see this song as a country song, but maybe. Or maybe I'll just do a different version with the same line.
Well, that would be fun. That would be fun. I'm going to actually put up your website address while I let them know a little bit about. So your EP is coming out, your sophomore EP. It's called Paradise. 5 songs about love, lust, and heartbreak. You've mentioned your boyfriend, so I'm imagining that you know about love. You've gone through puberty as a gay man. I imagine you know about lust. What is your experience about heartbreak?
Oh, how much time we got? I have a history of terrible breakups, so a lot. If you go back and listen to my first CP, if I'm honest, it chronicles a really bad breakup that I went through, and I was really proud of that body of work because it tells a story from beginning, middle to end of all the emotions you kind of go through during a breakup, ending with a song that I wrote about my current boyfriend. And my boyfriend. Sorry, that sounded like we're gonna break up. He's gonna watch that and get mad at me. But I liked it. It was the last song on the project, and it felt like it was kind of like closing a chapter and moving on to the next thing. And yeah, I this new project, Paradise, it comes out May 13th, and it does have like all these different stories going through it, but it's mostly just a fun dance record. I felt like there's just like so much going on in the world, and I just wanted to make a body of work that you could play from start to finish and just dance and have a good time, no matter what mood you're going through, even if you're sad. So I hope people like it and dance away.
Well, I'm sure they will if it's anything like your previous music. I talked at the beginning of the show about how you did a first major performance at a Pride festival. What year was that? And tell me, like, what time of day did you perform? Were you on like a main stage or a auxiliary stage? Did you have a crowd that was just your friends, or did you get scheduled at a time where there was a really good crowd? Because I know that you never know how those things will unfold.
Yeah, I was right around like 6 o'clock, like right when the sun was going down, which was nice. And it was like this amphitheater. It was normally downtown in Vegas, but they moved it outside just due to the pandemic, just to be a little bit safer. So yeah, we were in this big amphitheater. So there were a lot of people, but it was still kind of at a time where a lot of people were coming and going before like the headliners come on. And like the things that were kind of before me were a little bit more like, oh, we watch for a second and then leave. So I think whenever I came out, it was kind of like, because when it was my first performance ever, and I treat it like it's the last performance I'm gonna give. So like I brought sets, and we had videos, and I had dancers, and like it was a production. It was 30 minutes of me, and it was the first time I've had a chance to do anything live just because of the pandemic. So I really wanted to bring my A game, and we did, and it was such a fun night, and yeah, it seemed to be liked. So we'll see for the future what else happens.
Well, fantastic. You made it all the way to America's Got Talent with the clogging group. All
Yes.
that.
A decade ago at this point. Oof, showing my age
And
a little bit, but
so you were like really, really young when you were on when you were clogging.
yeah,
Did you did you feel this sense of freedom when you started to expand into other modes of dance?
yeah. It's a weird thing. Like clogging's fun, but like you don't. There's no emotional release from it. Like it's not like you're telling a story. It's just like you're just making cool sounds to beats, which is fun, and the performances are cool. But like, there's no, with other kinds of dance, you get to give like different emotions and different styles, and um, yeah, it just feels a little bit more exhilarating and fulfilling. So I was super happy to move into other things.
And you're working now as a professional dancer in Vegas. Are you allowed to say what show you're in?
Yeah, actually, I just signed. I start the end of this week. I'm gonna be in the America's Got Talent live show here in Vegas
Oh, fantastic.
as a dancer, not as a clogger.
No, I got it. That's wonderful. Good for
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Good for you. Is there anything that you would like to talk about that we haven't talked about?
Um, I would like to say, I'm not sure. This is going up right after this. Is that what's
It's
happening? Or it's not
live.
live now. Yeah, you're correct.
And people and my audience is worldwide, and anybody shares these videos with on all the social media platforms will see them.
Beautiful. I do have a new video dropping on Friday for my new song called Fashion. And I wanted to make a point in this video to be a little bit more gay and a little bit more flamboyant. Um, we have I made sure all my dancers were gay boys and that we're dancing in heels. And it's I don't know, especially leading up to Pride and just with all the anti-gay bills going on in the country, the anti-trans laws. I just think it's so important right now for representation and to just show yourselves and be proud. Um, so I really wanted this video to, push that a little bit further because it's just so important right now more than ever. I mean, not more than ever. It's been worse before, but still, like there's just so much going on right now that we need to just keep pushing forward.
Well, I really echo your sentiments, and I wish that I was on the air every night, really taking on these horrible. Part of what I want to do with my show is sort of do similar reporting as Rachel Maddow does. Really
Mhm.
hit these topics in a way they really need to be focused on. Do you have any personal connections to the Ukraine? Do you have friends in the entertainment community that do have connections? Are you perhaps feeling that any more deeply than some with less experience?
I mean, nothing like directly connected. I did work with some Russians when I used to dance on cruise ships. So I used to work with a Russian couple who lived in Belarus, and I haven't spoken to them or checked in and see how they are or how they're feeling about everything. But I haven't spoken to them in probably 5 years. But I have been thinking like I wonder how this whole thing's affecting them, just because there's so many Russian people who are not for this war at all, and yeah, it, there's just so much going on right now. It's really a tough time.
It is, and entertainment really helps. Not only entertain, but music helps inspire, transform, uplift, and who knows how many people your music is reaching, and ultimately it will reach so many more people. Such is the nature of music, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to have spoken with you in this episode and share the episode with all your fans. And I'm going to
Yeah.
be looking forward to the drop of Fashion, which is dropping Friday, April 22nd.
Second? Yeah.
Yeah, 22nd. The reason I know that is I'm turning 60 next week, so I'm paying
Happy
attention.
birthday.
Thank you. I'm paying attention to all these dates.
What's the big birthday plan?
I'm throwing a party for my PromoHomo.TV superstars, the people that subscribe to my network. I'm
Nice.
giving a thank you party for them.
That's beautiful. I
And
love it.
it will be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I hope to meet you in person. You should submit if Pride festivals are not now too small for you. You should submit yourself for Palm Springs Pride. They would love
Yeah, I would
you.
love to, for sure. I need to look into that, and hopefully I'll. When is y'all's Pride?
It's
October?
it's the it's no it's the first weekend in November. Generally speaking, the first weekend of November.
I'll look into that, and hopefully I'll see you then, if not sooner.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you appearing on the show, and I will see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye, everyone.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Harrison Barnes. You can find him at Harrison Barnes Music, and he has lots of music videos. So just look for him. I forgot to get his current count on Spotify, but really support Harrison and his career. I'm certainly glad that I had the opportunity to meet him virtually, at least, and I will see him hopefully in the real world, and I'll see you next episode. Thanks for watching.